What is it actually like to live in Meridian, Idaho? From someone who has lived in Meridian most of my life up until recently, there are some realities you need to know about living in Meridian, so I'm going to help you figure out what people expect Meridian to be like, what challenges people face here, and what my experience has been, also what is new in 2024, and what the reality will be like of living in Meridian. Meridian is by far one of the most popular suburbs of Boise. Most people that move here to Boise move to Meridian, or at the very least, they at least are looking at moving to Meridian. This year it was ranked for top 10 in home appreciation, making it a great real estate investment, which is important. But there's more to living in a place than the things to do and the appreciation. And people that move to Boise and end up regretting their move, it's because they chose the wrong suburb by not knowing the full story. First of all, you have a ton of things to do in Meridian. The village on Eagle Road with a ton of shops, amazing restaurants, a year-round fountain and lights. There's events there. You have Kleiner Park for concerts, pickleball, frisbee golf, or just hanging out at a park with the ponds there. All of Eagle Road is filled with other restaurants, grocery stores, places to hang out. And people expect there to be all of these great things to do, life to be peaceful. They expect it to be a lot smaller town than maybe in LA or Portland, Sacramento, Bend, Oregon, or Bellevue, Washington. And for there to just be farms, cows, an easygoing pace of life while still having a ton to do. The reality is a little bit different. Now, I grew up in Meridian and lived there from the time I was about 3 or 4 years old until I left for college, and then I came right back, bouncing back and forth between Meridian and Nampa. And a lot of my experience was similar to what I just explained. We always had fun things to do. We would go swimming in the community pools, sneak onto subdivision ponds and fish for bass, go to the movies, the village, Big Al's, and have a great time. I loved growing up in Meridian and living there throughout my entire life. North Meridian in Bridge Tower, the Oaks, and Loxa Falls was where I spent a lot of my time, which is still some of the most popular subdivisions. You have the pools and the parks, the volleyball courts. If you need to run errands or grab groceries, you are almost always a 5-minute drive away from some of the grocery stores. There is a Costco, Winco, Albertsons, Fred Meyer on almost every block. And those subdivisions I just mentioned are some of the most popular because they have every grocery store within just 1 mile of them. I also never had to worry about locking my car, being out at night, and everyone I grew up with or everyone I meet in Meridian is usually an awesome person. But some of that has changed, and there are a few things you definitely need to watch out for before moving here. And I'm not only here to help you with these videos, but I am also a real estate agent. I get people reaching out all the time, and I love to help you figure out what the best decision is going to be and giving you all the information you need to make the right decision for you. So give me a call or a text anytime. I look forward to meeting you in person and helping you be informed on those things you need to watch out for. Like some of the things in Meridian, as Meridian has grown as fast as it has, being ranked as the fastest growing city in the country a couple of times over the last 5 years, it has brought a ton of people. There's about 50,000 people in the last 10 years to be exact, and with that it has brought lots of traffic. It gets more crowded here than most people expect, adding 5 to 15 minutes to some or most of all of your drives, even just down the street to the store. And then with that, there has been a ton of construction to try and keep up with the growth, making the traffic problem even worse. The growth has also brought a lot of new real estate, and while some of that is awesome, new subdivisions and beautiful homes, it has also brought hundreds of apartment complexes. For some of you, this may not be a problem at all, but for some it can be an eyesore or just annoying to have hundreds of 3-story apartment complexes popping up next to your house. So what does that mean for 2024 and the reality of living in Meridian? For starters, Scheels, a major retailer with a Ferris wheel in the center, just opened up on 10 Mile. There is plans for a second In-N-Out in North Meridian. and we continue to see major housing and apartment developments. The growth is not slowing down. And that has a lot to do with the shields and the in and out and a lot of these things coming in. It brings in new jobs, it brings in more people, and it brings in more apartment complexes, traffic, and everything that comes with that growth. But one of the biggest changes that is coming is a super village. It is called the District, and it is going to be 4 times the size of our current village in Meridian. And now technically it won't be completed until 2025, 2026, but it is a major change coming, and it is going to bring a lot of investment opportunity for housing to the area. It's also going to bring a lot of more development, a lot more traffic, and it's going to be right across from Shields. So while that is good for investment, the reality is it's going to be even more busy. Meridian's not going to be the quiet suburb that it used to be. What it will also bring is more busy roads and traffic, but not just that. There's going to be a new interstate built right through the main part of Meridian that will connect to Emmett, Idaho, where a lot of other people are moving, bringing with it more construction and most likely more apartment complexes along that interstate, and a little bit of an eyesore right next to the Oaks. There's going to be an interstate running right next to all of those subdivisions. And there are also pockets of Meridian around downtown and in the central part of Meridian that are not as nice as you probably would think. And they do have some very rundown sections with a little bit of a safety concern, not much. You would also most likely want to stay away from some of these, and you might not expect it. When you hear about how great Meridian is, you don't expect some of these areas once you get here. When it comes to the busyness, there are pockets here and there of slower paced neighborhoods and areas without some of that major growth that I've been talking about, especially in South Meridian. And we talked about a few specific neighborhoods, but if Meridian is still at the top of your list, you want to figure out the best subdivisions of Meridian, and then you also want to see some of the worst by watching this video here so I can narrow your search down even further. Thank you all for watching. I look forward to meeting you in person, and we'll see you next time.